Welcome to Divine Duality Tarot. My name is TJ. Today's video is for you Sagittarius for the week of January 9th. What I'm going to do for you today is a quick, just kind of romance reading, love reading, more or less get the energy going into this week. And give you a little bit of forewarning as to what's going on with you and whoever your romantic interest is, whoever this person may be. Okay, so if any of these meanings are just a little too vague for our liking, something that just may seem out of place, I do have a second deck right there for clarification purposes should that happen. Though luckily, that's kind of rare when that does occur. I think the messaging is simple enough because I try to get these done as quick as I can. While still giving you the absolute most information possible. So, right here, Sagittarius, is your energy going into that week of January 9th. And this right here is your interest energy going into January 9th. So the energy going into it, starting it out, we'll start out with you, Sagittarius. It's the Hierophant. This is conformity, tradition, beliefs, it's strong traditions, it's following things that have worked for generations before you. These are time proven. So if you've been relying on new incredible ideas, things that are just outside the box awesome and they've not been working, this is the week where that energy is coming back into, I don't want to say the comfort zone. I feel like there could be a better word for it, but you know what I mean. You're going back into the proven methodology to get yourself back where you need to be. And that's followed by the Moon, which is clarity in relationships. It's seeing the truth, the truth coming out in the relationship. The clouds are parting. And then we have the Two of Cups, which is celebration and union. In all honesty, from how this is starting, the energy leading into this week had to have been turbulent, because there's no reason for the Hierophant and the Moon to come out without that being the case. So whatever's been going on, Sagittarius, last week, the week before, the whole month, whatever this energy is that is affecting your traditional, maybe it's like some kind of a excitement or restlessness, something different's got to happen. That phase is, at least this week, coming to an end, kind of finding your balance, because you don't go into it with strong traditions. That doesn't lead into clarity in the relationship, which then leads into celebration and union, meaning you're going back to your roots, figuring out what's actually going to work, what's worked for you in the past, can work for you now, and that viewpoint of what usually should be, you're able to focus that and relate to whatever this tradition is that you have, these values that you have, your core being. You can reference what has worked in the past with what's not working now and get a better opportunity for a true union, a true connection that is beneficial. Your partner, they got some insane energy going into this. And you need to keep this in mind, that it is a good thing, but it's also, it could be a bad thing, Sagittarius. And I shouldn't necessarily say a bad thing. I mean, it can be depending on how you take it, but it's probably going to be more of an annoyance than anything else. And let me explain. They start out with the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is self-value. This is somebody who has seen in themselves what they want. They have come to conclusions. And this is more so in relation to the physical world. So from how this is kind of looking, they may find a new physical desire, if you catch my drift, you know what I mean? They may find a new outlook, a new romance in that regard. Maybe they see you becoming strong because you're going back to what you know works, and it gets a little bit of excitement going on. And then they have the Four of Wands, which is celebration. It can also mean a wedding. It could be a proposal. It could be a situation where, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a proposal for a wedding. It could be the proposal for a new phase in a relationship. If you, Sagittarius, if you're in a position where you've been kind of seeing somebody off and on, you know, this could be one of those moments where they come up and be like, all right, it's time to be exclusive. I'm not sharing you with nobody else. This is this. It could also be a person who's been promiscuous, and I'm not saying that they've actively been cheating, but it could be somebody who has been in the mindset of seeking other partners. Could be partners in the form of, you know, watching adult videos and literally getting the idea of you being something that you are not. If they think that this person in this video is how you should act, which is completely unrealistic expectations. I mean, people are paid to do these things, you are not. And if you're going back and putting your foot down and saying, this is who I am, and if you don't like who I am, go kick rocks, because I'm not degrading myself to whatever you think I should be. This is you taking strength. This is you gaining focus. And this person, they might be experiencing a little bit of clarity, experiencing that moment where this is what I want. I have to understand that every single person is different. And if I want to be with Sagittarius, I'm going to have to understand that they have values. They're not going to change entirely for me. There will be change because I, as not the Sagittarius, have to change too. For a relationship to work, it has to be 50-50. If you've been used to being, you know, the 80 and they're 20, then you're doing more. You're going to have to step back a little bit so that they can fill that gap and become more of a equal partnership. And it's also been the other way around, which is kind of where I'm thinking this was. Where they had a little more sway, they had a little more power in the relationship. And this is that moment where it's like, you know, you've been trying to get that power back in probably ways that you aren't really used to, ways that you may not be comfortable with. And this is that opportunity to come right back into that 50, because it's got to be 50-50. And you got to take advantage of that, because they have a very powerful emotion card that has come up for them, the Lovers. The Lovers is an opportunity for love. It is, most importantly though, and I know I've said this word already, but it is the most important thing, in my opinion, for a relationship. It is the foundation, and that's your values. Be it your beliefs in whatever you believe in, be it your ideas for, you know, how your household should be ran, be it your ideas for, you know, whatever it is, the basic core beliefs, what makes you happy, what makes you sad. If those things are not aligned, and I'm not saying that person has to be sad for the same things. It's not like that. But if that person can understand what makes you sad and not do those things, that's kind of the trick, is not to do the things that are going to make your partner sad, and do the things that are going to make them happy. That's values alignment. That is the core principles. And then everything else is built on top of that. And when those top things, may screw up, somebody loses a job or something and income starts coming down and everything seems dark and dreary, this person and you having similar values can still find light in that darkness. And if you can find light in the darkness, you can walk toward the light and get back out into the open, and they can get a new job. That's a long way around that circle, huh? So they've been pushing for something. They've been pushing for something that you're not. And it's because you have decided that you're going to make this work your way. No longer having to adjust and compensate for their whims. This is a high energy week, and definitely take advantage of it, because those repercussions will last. And if things are going to be bad, potentially next month or the month after that, if things start going downhill, if this core alignment stays true, that you'll be able to get through it. You'll be able to make it work if you keep those absolute dearest things. Like, that has to be, in my opinion, this has to be the priority. I mean, it's the lovers. The lovers, it says it, the lovers. If you want to be the lovers, if you want to be in a situation, if you want to match that energy, and unless you're wanting to leave this person, which, to each their own. But Sagittarius, this doesn't look like that's the case. You want to make it work. So make it work. Match their energy. Let their energy play into your benefit. From what this looks like, you've been ready for this. You've been with open arms. Come on, please give me something good. They may not show it in the most straightforward ways. They may actually come off kind of clingy. And that was the part early on that I was saying might seem like an annoyance. People show affection in very different ways. And when somebody just randomly out of nowhere starts being a lot more affectionate, it can give you the mindset of they've been doing something wrong. And in all honesty, they've probably been doing something wrong. I'm not saying that they've been, out legitimately, physically getting pleasure from other people, but something that has had them distracted from you, from their core, from their ability to see romantic reason, has been clouded. Be it videos, be it expecting you to be somebody you're not, which is not fair to you. That phase, if you take advantage of the energy you have and you take advantage of the energy they have, you can just take a bat to that thing and knock it out, and it's done, it's gone. This is opportunity if I haven't seen it. Like, this is opportunity for getting yourself further, but you got to take advantage of those things and stay true to your traditions. Stay true to that, because that energy is all about you, and that strength, that solidarity is probably one of the reasons why they're starting this whole self-value. They're starting this whole understanding what physical attraction is to them. So be prepared for a little more touching than you're probably used to. My advice to you is, don't start asking, why are you being like this? Because then you may make them doubt their own newfound thought. It may make them doubt their new ideas and thinking that maybe Maybe my partner, maybe Sagittarius, maybe you want to be how you were, and this is just some kind of random fluke. That's not who you are. This is who you are. Make it happen. Sagittarius, thank you so much for watching my video. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to hear what I have to say. Hopefully this resonates with you and gives you some insight to make the week of January 9th really work for you. So with that, Sagittarius, I will see you next week.